Making my way through the darkness, a million eyes on me. I don't care, I don't care. Making my way through the spewing, sticking it out just to see. I don't care, I don't care. The moment's come now, so take it. To fight for what I believe, 'cause I can, yeah I can.
Last time on Road to Arlathan. After returning with the wyvern scales, Dr. Cornelius Hawkins only needed one more ingredient to complete the cure for the plague, the herb Philanderus. This rare herb was known to have grown high up in the Sundermount. However, when they came across the abandoned Dalish encampment in the mountain's foothills, the party was attacked by a group of demons. Finally equipped with a new mechanical arm, Bronwyn put Falandine's gift to her to good use and slayed the majority of their attackers. The party continued onward until they reached the Elvhen graveyard, finding and collecting the herbs before being greeted by Merrill, a lone Elven nomad and former comrade of Hawk. She told them of a way to get into Kirkwall that even the coterie was unaware of and promised to lead them inside, especially if they had a way to cure Varric of his ailment. The party returned to Cornelius and Will, and the two were able to continue brewing their potion. So, what kind of things did you guys want to start off with? I know Clay and Asira wanted to do something. Did anyone else want to do anything? Just so that it's on their radar.
I didn't have anything in mind.
Anyone else? No?
It would have been with Diani, so.
Oh, right.
If Seb had been here, there would have been a couple talks, but
Oh, yeah. That's fine. We can do that next time. So, Clay and Asira, you wanted to
have a bro night.
Yeah.
have a bro night. Why don't we start with Clay? Would you seek out Asira, or how would this come about?
I think that is how it happened. It was like, I think we did just like the asking portion of it where Clay kind of like approached her. But he would just approach her and be like, hey, like, would you mind coming with me and looking in the woods for this encampment? I just like, I know the area, but I'd like somebody to come with me. Could we go and search for the or go and see if maybe Tal is in that cave that Meryl mentioned?
And yeah, so Sarah would be like, yes, I do want to search her out because I feel a little less comfortable after that talk with Meryl.
Yeah.
All right. So the first thing I'm gonna have you do is roll stealth to see if you guys are able to get out of camp.
All right.
I love having a very high stealth. I did just roll a 4. That still is a 17. Oh, actually, I have advantage. Hold on. I have advantage. That's a 14. Huh?
How is your
My stealth?
is plus 13?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
10.
I rolled a 30 the last time that I rolled stealth.
That's freaking awesome.
I've got advantage on it as well. So that is a 14 with plus 13.
27.
Okay, I have a 12.
We'll say because both of Bree's rolls got higher than the DC, you can have one of them. And so Clay will sneak you out of camp.
It was a help.
Okay.
So the two of you kind of travel along. You're looking for the cave that Meryl had mentioned.
And
Yeah.
any like sight of the group that is supposedly also in the woods somewhere?
Roll survival.
Ten.
Cool. So the two of you are making your way back towards the abandoned Dalish camp because that's where the cave is that Meryl had mentioned. However, as you're getting close, you see a trail that kind of leads off and down the mountain again, towards the coast. And you do notice Kunari-sized footprints in the dirt.
Okay.
And it's like a decent amount of footprints, like definitely more than just a couple of people.
Okay. I think we continue heading towards the cave.
Okay. So you continue towards the cave.
Why do I feel like I was supposed to follow? Like,
You didn't tell me about them, so I didn't see them. I didn't roll, so
The path was DM for, hey, this cave is unimportant.
Oh, okay. If he thought that Tal would have left, then he would have, but he wasn't super interested in finding the rest of the group. It was mostly he wanted to find Tal, and he knew Tal was in the cave.
You knew she had been in the cave.
Okay. I would like to investigate the other trail, please.
Okay. So you lead Sarah over to that trail, and you can see where it continues downwards, down the side of the mountain. And the further you travel, the more and more footprints you see and notice. Like there's still not more than maybe 10 people, but they're all Kunari-sized footprints.
And it looks like they're like joining. Like
Yes.
people are joining up. Okay.
Mhm.
Interesting.
So you come to kind of a cliff that overlooks the coastline. There's a buzz flying around my face. You come to a cliffside that overlooks the coastline, and looking down, you can see smoke rising up from the other side of a ridge. Yeah.
Okay.
well, I think we found the camp.
Maybe I should scout ahead really quick.
Might be a good idea.
Just to see if we can get closer, you know, and see if I find any scouts for their camp or something like that before. Otherwise, if there's a way that I could help you with stealth again.
With where you guys are, you're like high enough up that like the only way that anyone would see you is if you like get really close to the camp.
Okay. Can we go and peek over the ridge then?
If you would like to, you may. You guys travel down the path further, and you get to the top of this ridge, and you find yourselves kind of hidden back behind some brush, and you can see a Talbashath encampment. There are about 7 different Kunari that are doing various tasks, whether they're cooking or sharpening weapons or stoking the fire or whatnot. You do also see Tal sitting off on a rock by herself, sharpening the blades of her daggers.
And everything about it seems like super chill. Like
For the most part,
nobody's. And when we came down the path, that cliff that was overlooking it was not super far away, right?
Not terribly, no.
Okay. So as we like get there and are kind of checking it out, Clay goes, "Oh, well, what a night. I am pretty tired. Think I'm gonna head back to camp and go to bed." And he about faces and starts heading back towards the cliff and kind of like gives Asira a look as he does so.
Wait, are you like okay. Cool.
I would
Like-
like to go and hide on top of the cliff, so
Oh,
I'm
gotcha.
still nearby.
Gotcha. Well, I like check things out. Is that the plan now?
He's just like
I get it.
giving y'all an opportunity to invest. He's like, there was some chemistry there. I don't know what it was because y'all were talking in a different language, but there was something going on.
So, Clay, you left? You just walked away and left her there?
Yeah, it was like, like, oh, I'm just gonna, take a little long scouting walk or something like that. Maybe he leaves with like a, if you call and maybe I'll be in the area or something like that if you need help. But he's gonna kind of like give her again like a significant look and then just be like, okay.
All right. Well, try to stay at least kind of close, unless you just said you're going all the way back to camp.
He was like trying to act casual about it. And then he finally like drops the act when she said that. He's like, I'll be like I'll be on the top of the cliff. I'm not gonna leave you with the Talbashoth. We don't know who they are or anything like that. But if you wanted to talk to them, I figured I'd give you some space.
Okay, that's fair. I appreciate that. Especially since Tal didn't invite me to come and join them.
She did.
She did.
I knew you guys were talking and it seemed like I don't know, it seemed like you had some sort of attention between the two of you. But I didn't know what it was. I just wanted to give you the opportunity to do it a little bit safely.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Clay. I'll go and check out the camp. So
Okay.
I'm a little I'm a little intimidated by just walking into this camp of Kunari, but we'll see. I mean, even if they are Talbashoth, but
Sneak around the side and like throw a rock at the back of Tel's head and see if you can get her attention without alerting the rest.
sure, I'll try something like that. Callie, I'm assuming I need to roll stealth again, unless I'm just walking into the camp, which I'm not sure I'm gonna do.
Actually, as this is happening, and Clay walks away, you turn to kind of get like another good look at the camp, and you see that Tal is no longer there.
Fuck. Okay, cool. So I guess I'm gonna roll an investigation to see if I can figure out where, like, where she went. 25.
Okay. So you can see from where you're at, you can see a trail of footprints leading directly away from where she was. And they lead towards the trail that you're on. And as you're
Oh.
following the trail up, you turn around and you come face to face with her.
Oh, hi. Hi.
Are you watching me?
You had said to come and find the camp, so I was just checking things out, and then
So you were watching me, trying to act like, you weren't there and that you weren't interested in what we're doing.
Are they talking in common? And is Clay close enough to hear any of this?
You catch bits and pieces of it.
Okay.
well, I mean, I didn't want to intrude on the camp seeming uninvited when I noticed that you weren't there, but
I mean, we're all Talbot shop, aren't we?
true.
And it's been quite some time since we've had a mage in our troop.
Oh, what happened to the last one?
I don't think you want to know.
Don't like that.
So what brings you to our neck of the woods, so to say?
Just checking in to see. I just wanted to see what kind of operation you had going on here, I guess.
The usual. Some days we're hired hands, mercenaries. Other days we're bandits. Some days we're even trained assassins. Just depends on who's got the coin. It's not like we're a cheap bunch.
Yeah, your base is off the coastline.
I mean, it makes us easy enough to find.
True. God damn it,
I'm sure you
Bree.
didn't come all the way to the Free Marches just to find a group of Talboshots, did you?
Huh? No. We were here on other business.
What kind of business? I know about all kinds of businesses, Are you a merchant? Or perhaps you and your friends are your own band of mercenaries? Some competition for us.
You could, well, fuck. You could say that. I need to roll a deception because I don't. I'll gotta attend.
Yeah, she doesn't buy it.
Yeah. You could say that.
Mm-hmm. So if you are some big bad band of mercenaries, who exactly are you working for? Which one of you is the leader? I'll bet it's that the brawny warrior woman. You know, the human one who's clearly noble. I bet she's your leader, huh?
I mean, yeah, I mean, you could say that. And then we have well, I wouldn't say ex, but we have a warden with us that also does her fair share. But
Warden? You talking about the little dwarfy girl? With the axe pick?
I wouldn't call her little to her face.
Oh, I've called people much worse to their face. I'm not scared of her.
But we're here on a how much did I feel like I told her some of we told her some of this on that. I don't either. We're here gathering ingredients.
For what? Is that why you needed the wyvern scales?
We did talk about this, the vaccines.
Did we?
That was covered.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say for vaccines
I see.
for the plague.
You know, you could make a pretty penny off of those here in Kirkwall, or anywhere really. It's bound to spread eventually.
Well, I was gonna say not if the city guard and the Templars have anything to say about it. They have this island pretty locked down.
That's just what they want you to think. I mean, we're not the only ones who can easily slip in and out of the city.
Are you talking about the coterie or?
I mean, partially. Lots of people want to get into Kirkwall, especially now that there's sort of a shift in process.
What do you mean by a shift? I don't know many people that would willingly go into a city where there's a plague, but
I mean, everyone knows that the only people being affected are the humans and humans and dwarves. It's only a matter of days before the elves take over. But they'll be easy to crush.
so is that what your group is doing? Really just biding your time?
Some of us.
Some of you.
She nods over towards a couple of rocks and takes a seat. And she just kind of leans forward, her chin on her hand. So why are you really here?
Do you mean at the camp or in Kirkwall?
Yes.
I'm I'm here in Kirkwall, as I told you, to gather.
But I'm sure you've already gathered everything you need, haven't you?
Well, we have to get the vaccine into the city.
And I assume you have a way in?
We do.
Well, if that way in turns out to be a bust, you can always come find me.
I I'll keep that in mind.
Or if you get bored of your cute little band of mercenaries, you could always come find me. Spend the night laying out on the beach. Just like old times, you know?
God damn it, Callie. I'm fucking confused right now.
Good.
Shit. You never did tell me your real name.
I don't think I need to. It hasn't been my name for quite some time.
You seem to be hinting that you know more about me than I know about you.
Ain't that just the way?
A rock fact.
I'm sure many people have told you how insufferable you are.
Usually just the people that they have me take out.
Is that a threat?
No, not at all. If we wanted you dead, I would have taken care of you the day we met. Again, I should say.
How's Asira looking in this moment?
Really fucking confused. Like
She doesn't seem like alarmed.
I'm a little alarmed. Like I'm alarmed and kind of like confused as far as she's definitely uncomfortable.
Okay.
So is that what's your end goal here with this conversation? I came to the camp to see you, to learn more about your little band of apparently mercenaries.
And you think I didn't invite you here to learn the same?
Fair.
You see, we know all the Talbashoth in this area. So when someone new comes trotting along, of course we have to introduce ourselves. It's only polite.
Only polite, huh? So it wasn't a coincidence that you were in that cave?
Oh, that was purely coincidence. I was sent there to do a job, and I took care of it. And then you showed up with your friends. Cut back some of the work for me, of course.
So you were there to kill a former member of your party and the Wyverns?
No, the Wyverns had nothing to do with it. I just thought it would be fun.
You and I definitely have different definitions of fun, that's for sure.
Well, shit happens.
Okay. Um, I'm still taken back by your beach comment.
What about it?
It seems like a very intimate detail to know about me. Either that or a very good guess. I could give you that.
You just look like the type of person who likes taking long walks on the beach.
Yeah.
Well, I can see you were a former member of the Q. That's easy enough to see. There's a lot of television these days that were born into life. There are very few left that are like you and me.
Squint. Well, seeing as you're going to continue to be cryptic about this whole thing, if I'm being truthful, I did come to this camp looking for a friend, but the more we talk, the more I feel like perhaps that's not the case.
Well, tell me about your friend.
I don't think it'll make much difference one way or the other. We were separated quite a long time ago.
Back when you were with the Q. How'd you get away, exactly? Most Cerebus would have gone straight back to their master, wouldn't they?
Yes, or if their master was killed in battle, they would not be here. That is what makes me an outlier.
So you ran rather than
Yes,
submitting to the will of the Q?
I did. I can't say I'm proud of it, but it was my decision at the time. From what I saw, well, if you'd seen it too, you would have run. It's not a part of my life I like to talk about.
Well,
Especially with someone I just met.
Life isn't all rainbows and butterflies.
No, it's not.
You know, if we ever happen to cross paths again, I might be a bit more open to conversation. if you didn't bring your little tinkerer along with you. And she looks up at the cliffs.
Excuse me, I brought her, not the other way around.
You're still there. I don't like being watched.
He's a tad protective. It was his idea to come out and search for the camp.
Doesn't change anything.
Fair enough. Well,
Fair
perhaps.
enough.
Fair enough. Well, seeing as I didn't mean to intrude on your hospitality.
Oh, it's not an intrusion. I invited you here. The intrusion is your pal up there.
Can Clay hear this?
Not that specifically, you just see her glancing up at you and meeting your eyes.
Meeting my eyes?
Yep.
I would also
If
like
I
to know
saw-
how long they've been gone.
What?
I would like to know how long they've been gone.
It's probably getting close to hour and a half.
Can I roll to see if Lila has noticed that they're gone?
Sure. Roll perception.
It's like in the middle of the night, right?
I don't know, what time did you
It's
go to bed?
closer to dark, yeah. It wasn't like dark
Like
dark
that.
though.
Yeah.
If Clay saw her meet his eyes, he would have been like and like blown her a kiss and like waved or something like that. He wouldn't have blown her a kiss. He would have raised his eyebrows. He would have like nodded at Astaire and be like,
And she sees you do this and she just winks at you.
Oh my god.
So how long are you going to entertain your party? It can't be easy being the only one of our kind with them.
It had its moments at the beginning, but it hasn't been too bad.
So they don't treat you like absolute filth.
No.
Not only are you a mage, but you're a Canary on top of that. And they haven't been known to be kind to either.
Well, I wouldn't say that all of them trusted me in the beginning, but I've proven myself.
You shouldn't have to prove yourself. Did they not trust each other almost immediately? Humans bond together, elves bond together. The dwarf is the only outlier, but as a Grey Warden, she doesn't have much of a choice.
The human in our party, she and I have been traveling together for a while. So we're a package.
How often does she lead you forward? How often does she get you into trouble? Lead you into battle when there's really no need for it?
Trouble finds our group. I don't think there's one outlier who's charging into the rest. I mean, she's known to charge in, but
I mean, I saw her
think-
fighting those wyverns. She's definitely a charger.
Well, she I wouldn't, if you seem to be implying that I'm not doing this of my own free will, or I'm being goaded by others, and that's not the case.
Isn't it?
I'm not sure what you mean, or
I can't speak for your elves. The ones I've met in Kirkwall all seem to think that there's some higher power leading them. Who's to say they haven't dragged you into it as well?
God damn it, a 10 again? Really? A 5 plus a 5? God. Why do I even have charisma as a dump stat if it can't get me out of this shit? I have my own reasons for being here. Has nothing to do with.
Why are you with them, Sarah?
Lila and I are with the same band. We joined up with them. I'm here with her. That's why I'm here. That's all I'll say. You have your secrets, I have mine.
Your purpose doesn't align with that of the rest of your party, then.
How do you know anything about her purpose? Come on.
Clay just talking to himself up on the hill.
He's like quietly. He's like, she's making wild assumptions here. I just don't know where she's like pulling stuff out.
And you're only picking up like half of this conversation. You're only picking out like a couple words here and there.
He's up here just like, I wonder what they're, I mean, like the way the body language.
Perhaps I will come and seek you out later. Alone next time.
Please say that you do.
No, don't do it. Don't do it, ho.
I can't think of any other way to get out of this conversation. But until then, I'll leave you and your band of mercenaries.
Today we're actually bandits.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Bandits.
Thank you.
You and your band of bandits.
That's us.
Yeah. I'll leave you be to make your preparations for whatever you become tomorrow morning or the next day.
Yes, only time will tell. But before you go, she turns and reaches into her bag at her side and pulls out a crystal grace flower. Reaching out, she tucks it behind your ear. Something to remember me by.
I'm just gonna raise an eyebrow and just turn and walk back up the hill. Because I'm completely done with her shit at this point.
As Asira turns to walk up the hill, Clay's gonna very obviously, like, his cover's been blown a while ago, so he's like just gonna very obviously get up and go to walk by her side as she passes the area that he was sitting.
Okay. Well, that was a frustrating conversation.
Before they get out of sight, Clay's gonna turn around and like do a little wave over his shoulder at Tal.
And she waves right back.
So it's frustrating. It didn't seem like that went very well from what I could see. You seemed just very confused.
I was confused. She had mentioned some things where it seemed like she might have known me from the past, but
That
was very evasive when I tried to ask.
that girl that Falendin was talking about.
I'm not sure that that's her.
Mm.
I have doubts just because of how we found her and what
Mhm.
Meryl said. She seems to be a mercenary among mercenaries for the company. So if she's killing off various members of her own mercenary band,
Yeah.
that doesn't set with me quite well about. Well, I know it's been a long time and people change, but I don't think it's who I initially thought.
Okay. Did you get
But
anything interesting out of her?
Other than she alluded to knowing another way into the city again. Not really. Their band does a lot of odd jobs. Today they're bandits were bandits apparently.
Oh,
But and they pay well. When I asked why they were out here, it was so that they were easy to find. But she did say something that seemed to be their interest here is that they're kind of waiting until the dust settles from the plague.
got
in
it.
a bad way.
Yeah. Okay, good to know. I will admit I sort of hoped that that would go differently, which is, why I dragged you out here. Sorry about that.
It's all right.
Won't,
It's not your fault.
won't do it again since it turns out that they're all kind of shitty. Um,
Well, I mean, I didn't meet any of the others, but yeah, it doesn't.
yeah. Hey, you got a cute flower out of it.
Oh yeah, she touches the crystal grace. Yeah, I guess I did.
It suits you.
Thank you.
It's very pretty. I'm sorry that it wasn't who you thought it was.
Yeah, me too. At least I hope it's not.
Clay really dragged her all the way out here to try and get her some flirting.
I mean, there was initially some flirting going on, but yeah, no. Mm. But I guess we might be making it back to camp. I'm sure that Lila's not going to be very happy that I left without saying anything.
Maybe take the flower off before you get in.
Yeah, you did leave without saying anything.
I'm sorry.
Maybe
It just
take
sort
the
of
flower off
happened.
before you get into camp. Just so that you don't have any obvious clues as to what you've been up to.
Yeah. So I kind of just take the flower and just kind of like put it in like a bush. Just leave it there.
And I threw it on the ground.
Has anyone at camp noticed that they've been missing for this long?
You guys want to roll perception?
I rolled a nat 1, so
No.
I rolled a total of an 11, so
I
No.
filled up on some dirt and went to bed.
What'd you get, Ellie?
21.
Oh yeah, you notice.
Okay. How late is it?
The sun at this point has fully set. It's getting darker by the second.
Okay.
So we're like heading back to the camp.
Ashara's just gonna wait at the edge of camp, like a mother ready to scold two errant children.
So the two of you come up on camp and you see Ashara just standing there, arms crossed, just giving you a very pointed look.
Hey.
Right.
And, you know, leaving without saying anything, breaking like the biggest rule in traveling in a group. Where the fuck have you guys been?
We just went on a little scouting mission to see if we could figure out where those Talvishoth went. Found them. Just wanted to make sure that they weren't close to the cabin. I know that Tal girl said that they weren't interested in the doctor, but I obviously don't want them anywhere near him or Will or
Yeah.
Ella. So, and Asira said that she'd help me.
You could have let us know.
Looking back, that does make sense in the moment. I didn't realize.
She's gonna snag Clay's head in like a headlock, like and just like noogie really hard. Like, Jesus, Clay, come on. You know,
It was. I didn't think of
like,
that. I didn't think I was gonna take that long.
Like she's not actually mad.
Yeah. And he's
But
like playfully
seriously, though,
batting back at her, but
she's like, but seriously though, next time let someone know. What if they
he wraps an arm around her waist and he like kind of like hugs into the hold that she has on him harder, and he's like, I will, I promise.
Yeah, because I don't want to be explaining to Bronwyn or Diani why you get hurt. And then she looks at Asira and she goes, and I definitely don't want to have to explain to Lila if you get hurt. She tries to give them both stern looks. But given, yeah, she's not very intimidating.
Yeah. Asira just kind of looks at kind of looks abashedly at the ground a bit and then back up at her and goes, yeah, I know.
She like
the best of ideas.
She's still holding Clay by the head as she like drags him into. She can't do the same thing to Asira. She's too short.
So as you guys are just kind of, as like Ashara is yelling at you guys a little bit and all that's happening, you hear something not too far away. As your attention falls on it, you listen closer and Ashara, you for sure recognize the sound of a little kid crying.
She's immediately going to let go of Clay and take a couple of steps in the direction trying to see. Did the other two hear it?
You hear it, you just don't immediately recognize what it is.
Yeah, so she'll take a couple of steps away from them and trying to like pinpoint, looking to see if she can't pinpoint the source.
Roll investigation.
10 plus something. 15.
So you listen closely, you can hear that it is coming from further into the forest here. You take a step further and notice a trail of tiny footprints leading towards a bush.
I'm gonna look back at Clay and Asira and just whisper, watch my back. And I'm gonna unshoulder my bow and I am going to follow cautiously the footsteps, the tracks.
So you reach the bush and
How nearby exactly is this bush? Like
it's like 20 feet into the woods.
in terms of like where Asira would have thrown that crystal grace flower.
Opposite direction.
Okay.
So you approach the bush and you can see there is a slight tremor to some of the lower branches. And it is more clear to you now that it is the sound of a child crying.
I'm going to hand on my dagger. I'm going to use the bow to kind of lift the branches aside. And I'm going to look.
You pull the branch aside and are immediately met with these bright blue eyes of a little elven boy. He has tan skin, very like almost white blonde hair that's cut very short, shaved close to his head. He doesn't look more than like maybe 5 or 6 years old, and his cheeks are just tear streaked. His eyes are wide as he looks up at you with fear.
Very softly, she's going to try an Elvhen first. Don't be afraid, I'm not going to hurt you. Does he seem like he understands the Elvhen?
It does seem like that.
And she's gonna move her hand away from her dagger and whatnot and just sort of kneel down rather than crouch. Are you lost?
He nods his head.
Are you from the city?
And he shakes his head.
Were you from the camp? Are you hungry? And she's going to hold out her hand to him. Like, come here, Dylan.
He looks at your hand and then looks at you again and then slowly takes your hand.
And she's going to draw him out of the bush.
He gets to his feet and looks up at you, and he kind of glances around you and sees Clay and Asira standing there and immediately moves to hug your leg.
She'll wrap her arm around his shoulders and, you know, just sort of gently pat him on the shoulder and be like, don't worry, they're friends.
He just points at Asira.
I was gonna say I probably crouch down and try to not like hold a hand out, but to make myself smaller than, like not at my full height.
Do you have a name?
He just nods.
Will you tell me your name?
He doesn't respond, just keeping his eyes trained on Asira.
Yeah, Ashara. Oh, I'm actually gonna Google this.
I would like to
I can leave.
Oh, well, I'm just
Well-
trying to gauge whether Ashara is putting 2 and 2 together as to the Talbashoth and this little kid.
Oh, okay.
Clay would probably like put his arm, like he'd like move closer to Asira and like kind of like lean against her, like try to make it seem like she's friendlier than like that she's not a scary thing.
You do that, and he stiffens a bit.
Oh,
His eyes are on you, Clay, and he looks angry.
Is come human? Yeah. Or yeah, very very likely. Clay would there's only one elf here right now.
Ashara is gonna kind of gesture to you two to kind of shoo.
yeah. Well, I'm gonna go back to the campfire somewhere, or the tent. I guess I'll go back to my tent. Like I kind of get I'm assuming that I can read that the child is uncomfortable with me, so I'm gonna go ahead and back off and leave.
You do that, and you just kind of still holding onto Ashara's leg.
Yeah.
I would like to also back off, like if Asira is going off, but I am not leaving Ashara alone with the child since this child fucking appeared out of a bush. I think I would like to try and like stealth behind like a bush or something like that, like a nearby tree.
Ashara's gonna try and get the kid closer to camp so she can like feed him.
Okay.
Mother instincts kicking in.
He does follow you, like holding on to you slightly, like holding on the edge of your shirt as you walk with him.
Yeah, and like the whole time she's just like, I promise you won't come to harm here.
Lila and Bronwyn, what are you two doing?
I mean, I joked that Lila had fallen asleep and was snoring, but like, what time-ish is it?
It's like 7 at
Yeah,
night.
so that was the joke then, not real. I mean, knowing her, she's probably writing something. Yeah, which that would explain why she didn't really notice that Seer had wandered off for a while. So I'd say she's like around the campfire. So are you guys over there now?
Bron, what were you doing first?
Probably I was FaceTiming my best bud. Just a little FaceTime with my sweet cheese in the tent, and then I would eventually come out.
So as you're coming out of the tent, Lila, you're also looking up and you see Asira returning to camp, followed by Clay. And just beyond them, you can see Ashara with the little boy hugging her leg.
Can we tell if he's Elvhen?
Yes, he's got the ears.
Okay.
Where did the kid come from?
Found him in the woods.
And she looks at him. found him in the woods.
And he just kind of
Can I look? I'm not gonna get too close to him, but can I stand up and look and see if he has any obvious blood on him or wounds or anything like that?
roll perception.
Yeah, Ashara would have been looking him over too to make sure that he wasn't like super injured. So
Yeah.
Jesus, that's 6. I know it's nothing.
perception,
Yeah.
30 20.
So yeah, Lila, you're just like, yeah, that's a kid. That's a kid. That is a small child. And Ashara, you see that other than like a few scrapes from like the branches and stuff that from the bush he was sitting in, he seems otherwise unharmed.
So I'm gonna go ahead and say that if I rolled a 6 on perception, I don't notice how scared he is.
Yeah, as far like even now, he doesn't necessarily look scared anymore.
Okay, so she's gonna go towards him and try to immediately kneel down in front of him and ask, "Are you okay?"
He just glares up at you.
To like anger. Interesting. She's gonna kind of just look up at Ashara like, "What the fuck?"
In Elvhen, she's gonna ask the little boy, don't like humans?
He shakes his head.
Um,
But he says in Elven, they're bad.
And in Elvhen, she'll say, a lot of them, yes. Some of them, no.
I rolled
They're bad.
What was that?
They're
What do you say?
bad.
They're bad.
What
Did
do you
human-
run?
sorry, I rolled perception, and I am specifically looking to see if this child actually looks like a child, or if they look like perhaps a demon or a possessed child, or like not actually what, like looking for signs that it might not actually be what they're trying to present as.
What'd you roll?
26.
Oh,
So this is a child, but there is something unnerving about his eyes.
In the possession sense?
No, it's in a way that you've never seen before. You just know that it feels wrong.
I think Lila would be able to read enough of what's happening now that she'd at least like get up and take a step back or so. But she's gonna turn to Ashara, having no idea what they said in Elvhen. Is he all right? What's happened?
He says he's, and obviously in common, he says he's lost and he doesn't like humans. Given the current state of things, it's not surprising.
Bronwyn, oh sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Bronwyn kind of like, she has like one of her pointed ears is pretty evident at this point because she has that side of her head shaved, but she still kind of like acts like she would be tucking hair behind it real quick to like draw attention to it. And in daylight,
he does look up at you as you do that.
In Dalish, ask him if he speaks common.
He just nods his head.
And then in common, we'll ask him how long he's been alone.
He shrugs.
She just kind of looks up at Ashara, and it's kind of like her eyes are like wide, and she just this really small, like shaking her head, like something is like very much the message is something is off with this child. Like this is not a normal kid.
Oh, that's not nice. Okay, yeah, she definitely catches that look. And she
Does-
kind of
Go ahead.
Ashara gives Bronwyn just the smallest nod, but doesn't give any other indication that she's, Bronwyn kind of, she's like, yeah, I get what you're saying, but she's still kind of in that, but it's a kid.
Yeah.
So she's acknowledged that, yes, she understands that you're worried, but it's still a kid to her.
Does he seem underfed, or B, does he seem dressed for? I mean, I don't know what time of year it is, but it is like dark now, so it's going to be somewhat cold. Does he seem adequately dressed, adequately fed?
He's like skinny, but like in like the little kid healthy skinny way.
Right.
And his clothes are not what you would expect a Dalish child to be wearing. He has very simple brown pants, a simple like kind of cream colored tunic, and he's got a green cloak that's kind of tattered at the edges, but otherwise is warm enough to keep him safe.
And he said he wasn't from the city, right?
Correct.
And he wasn't from the camp. Okay.
And he understands Dalish.
Yeah, he does understand Elvhen.
Bronwyn will kind of like rustle in her bag for a minute and then take out a piece of bread and hand it to him.
Yeah, Lila starts to go for something and sees Bronwyn does that and then just stops and lets her.
He like snatches it up quickly and just is like nibbling on it.
Ashara is going to ask him, are you afraid of the Kunari?
He shakes his head.
But you gave, but you didn't like my friend.
He just kind of like looks up at you and tilts his head to the side and whispers, I've never seen one that close up before.
How old does this kid seem to be?
He's like 5.
Like 5 or 6, yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to check, because if he's not 5 or 6, I'm like, you acting sus.
Ashara, Bronwyn's warnings aside, Ashara is just like absolutely taken in by this child. And in Elvhen, she's just like, I know they're very tall and they're very big, but they're not. They're not.
Gonna grab some water and try to see if he'll take it from her if she gives him a cup of water.
And
he just kind of looks at it, swats it out of your hand.
Oh, Jesus.
All right, so humans bad.
And he like holds onto your leg tighter and says in Dalish, she trying to poison me like the other humans?
Oh my God.
Oh, you just like, Ashara's face just changes. Just like, and she's gonna, gently kind of give him a little squeeze, and then she's gonna kneel down so she's eye level with him, and she's gonna say, what do you mean poison you like the others?
They had a bunch of us and they gave us the bad water.
No.
Where?
The whole way here.
Where?
Where
Do you know?
from?
Do you know?
I don't know.
Was it cold where you came from or warm?
It's always cold.
So it's probably from the south.
So with you being eye level with him,
Mm-hmm.
he reaches out and puts both of his hands on your face. And he just kind of looks at you funny, like, where's your Valsen?
And does he ask her this in common or in Dalish?
In common.
In Dalish, she'll say, I had it taken off.
Well, why?
Because how do I explain this to a child? Because I learned some things and I needed time. Maybe one day I'll have it back.
Oh, well, Andrew won't be very happy about that.
Do you
Is
know?
that in common or is that in Dalish?
That was in Dalish.
And does that send like does Ashara start to pick up on what Bronwyn was picking up on?
A little bit, yeah.
Do you know Andrew?
I know Andrew.
In Dalish, Ashara is gonna say, if she's not happy, why did she lie?
Why do you think she lied?
I mean, Valendean told us the truth. The other gods didn't.
But did you meet Andrew?
Is this all in
You know
common?
Andrew?
It's in Dalish.
And only Dalish. The only words you can pick up on are like the names of the gods.
I met an avatar of her, and I haven't seen her since.
And how you know she lying? Are you lying?
I'm not lying. And like Ashara is getting more and more unnerved by this.
What's your name?
My name is Sylvan.
That's a nice name.
Thank you. What's your name?
My name is Bronwyn.
Why?
Because a grumpy old man gave it to me.
Well, what do you do that for?
He makes a lot of bad choices.
Yeah. I know a lot of grumpy old men.
Where are your parents? Did your parents drink the bad water?
No. They started leaking.
Started leaking.
What color did they start leaking?
Red?
How long ago was that?
I don't know.
Who brought you up here?
The elves. Andrew and Solas. And he's like fucking up their names because he's little. and Gilnan. Gilnan is very angry.
Do you know where they are?
No. But they took me away from the bad people.
The humans that were trying to make you drink the poison?
The bad water.
Do you know where June is?
June's a grumpy old man.
Yeah. Do you know where he is?
No, I have seen him in a long time.
Okay.
Has this all been in Dalish?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think at this amount of talking, Lila's gonna kind of pipe up. She's picked up the cup and just like gone the other side of the campfire to try to give the kid space. But she's like, anyone care to share what on earth is happening?
Bronwyn
And
waves
he
him.
says, "You shush."
Ashar's not gonna be able to help it. She's gonna kind of
You're being loud. They're gonna hear you.
who's gonna hear her?
The elves.
Where are the elves?
I'm
I
sorry,
don't-
Lila is immediately going to get her armor on. She's fucking like, shit, no.
I don't know where they went.
Did they
I got
bring them here?
lost.
Were you supposed to follow them?
Yeah, and I wanted to play in the creek, and I got lost.
And you don't know how long ago this was?
Time is tiny.
Is it by chance wibbly wobbly?
Yes.
Do you want some water?
Is it bad water?
No,
No.
I'll take a sip of it first.
Okay.
Okay.
Or do you have the wine? I
No,
like the wine.
no.
Or it was just like, no, you're too small for wine.
Well, Gilnans didn't say I was too small. She gave me small sip.
Well, I'm not Gillenon, and I say no.
Well, now you're gonna make her real angry.
Why would she be angry because I didn't give you a 5-year-old wine?
I am 6.
And
I am old
like
enough.
Ashar, looks and goes, I apologize. I apologize.
And he's
darling."
like, I'm 6.
But 6-year-olds,
6.
6-year-old, you don't get to have wine until you're at least 12. Okay? At least.
And he's like,
Oh,
I don't have that many fingers.
And that's why you're not allowed to have wine yet.
When I'm 12, will I have more fingers?
No, but when you're 12, you realize that you can count higher than what's on your hands.
There's numbers that go past my hands.
Yep. Because then you can start using your toes.
Oh, and then he like sits on the ground and like yanks his shoe off. And he's like wiggling his toes and trying to like put them down so he can count.
as soon as Lila gets her armor on, she's gonna go up to Clay and kind of nudge him and ask, will you come with me to check?
Clay, who's probably just been like standing in the background watching this, just like, okay. As soon as Katie's like, or as Lila's like, here's a task, he's like, yeah, let's go.
Okay.
Let's do this.
As they start having the counting conversation, Bronwyn gets up. She's also gonna go talk to Clay.
Okay.
So assumably Lila is also getting there. Maybe Lila's already there and she can talk to both of them. But
Yeah.
she's gonna say something is wrong with that kid. That's not. Something's wrong with his eyes.
Do you know what?
I mean, with the way he's talking, he could be a spirit or possessed or even some sort of ghost. I don't know about all this elfy magic, but
Trauma does strange things. I wouldn't assume anything from the way he's speaking, but if you say there's something wrong with his eyes,
Bree.
I haven't noticed.
Does he look like something that we saw, like, when that first fear demon turned into like a person that we knew? Did he look anything like there was like those were perfect matches?
He looks just like a normal kid, other than his eyes are just weirdly blue.
Is it the color?
Mm-hmm.
Something's wrong with it. I just don't believe that he's only a kid. Yeah.
I did not like his comments about the elves hearing me. I am concerned that he may be a distraction. I want to walk the perimeter. Do you want to come with?
Well, one of us should probably stay with Ashara. I can stay, since he seems to not hate me.
That's why I thought I'd grab Clay, since it seems to be about humans. If I'm wrong, and I guess if you're wrong, and that this is just a kid, maybe he'll feel even more comfortable with us not here.
Do you want to take Asira? Or do you want, and he turns to Bronwyn, do you want Asira to stay with you just in case?
I think it's fine. We can always wake up Diani if we need someone else.
Okay, so Lila will nod and kind of go over and nudge Asira and get her to come with.
And then Bronwyn will go grab
Perimeter check.
water.
You're muted.
Who?
Hills.
Oh, Hills, yeah.
Sorry. Asira will nod and follow.
Bronwyn's gonna go grab water and then come back to the kid and take a sip of it before handing it to him.
He reaches up and takes it with both hands and just gulps down the entire glass. And then he hands it back. He says, "Wow, I was thirsty.
Yeah,
Thank you."
you're welcome.
Ashara's gonna look at him, just be like, Sylvan, how do you know that the elves, that the gods are gonna be angry? The elves. You seem to know them pretty well.
Yeah, they're my bestest friends.
He's such a cute kid for being so fucking creepy.
I know.
Ashara is
One
absolutely
thing I'm good at, it's creepy kids.
Ellie is concerned. Ashara is absolutely smitten with this little boy.
You know, you want to know who one of my bestest friends is?
Who's one of your bestest friends?
Valentine.
Bestest friend is Valentine.
Do you know Valentine?
I know about him.
Yeah,
He seems like a scary guy.
he's
not.
not.
I promise you, he's not. He's
Why
probably.
not?
Why not?
He does things with dead people.
He helps dead people.
Why do they need help?
Because they did. Sorry.
Because I think they get lost and he helps them find their way.
Well, why did he come find me? I'm lost.
But you're not dead.
Are you?
I
Are you?
guess.
Sharo, yeah, Ellie was kind of hoping for that reaction, but he doesn't usually take the living.
Usually.
Listen, one time was enough.
Oh, you mean his friend is son.
All right, now Ashara, like Ashara was already kind of like a little uneased. Now she's like, her stomach just sort of drops, and she's like, Sylvan, how do you know about Ashan?
My friends told me about him.
How did they know about Ashan?
I don't know. because they're friends with the founding. And they know lots of things. All I know is they're very upset.
What do you know why? Did you hear them say about why they were upset?
Because people keep taking off their Valsin.
Maybe people are mad at them. And that's why.
Why are they mad at them?
Because sometimes adults fib, and when people find out they fib, they get mad. And sometimes they do things like take off their Valislin.
Well, they're very angry. Gillian is very angry.
Then
She was
maybe-
real angry when Diani lost her Valsin.
Was waiting for that one.
Bronwyn's just like staring at Ashara like,
Ashara, she just kind of holds her hand up for like hold on a second. And she goes, well, then maybe Gillinan and Andrul need to come and explain things.
They're very busy. They're trying to, well, Gillian's trying to get rid of the bad guy, and she's making monsters to stop him.
Is she? What kind of monsters do you
I
know?
don't know, they're too scary.
That.
I
Well, then-
didn't want to see them.
But
They're
what
not-
about Andrul? You said that she's mad. Why doesn't she come to explain her side?
She's busy.
What's she busy doing?
I don't know, they don't tell me much. I'm just 6.
I know, but I like talking to my brother and sister, even though they're younger than me.
How old are they?
They're 12.
So they can count on their toes.
Yes, they can count on their toes.
They must be real good counters. So the rest of you that are going around camp, what are you doing?
Checking the perimeter, trying to see if there's anything out of place, anything weird happening.
Roll either survival or investigation, whichever one's higher.
My God, I can't fucking roll tonight.
It's okay.
5.
I just rolled a 25.
Nice.
Yeah.
God damn.
Oh,
What'd you get?
6.
Okay. So, Lila and Asira, you're like up ahead of Clay and you're like looking around and you're just like missing all the clues because Clay is coming up behind you and he's like, you realize that you guys are just like going in laps and you're not seeing anything.
Must have been the wind. We're lapping the.
You're just doing laps. There's nothing to see.
Okay.
Hmm.
Guys, there's nothing here. Let's just go back to camp.
I don't know how comfortable I am doing that. Why would he say that the elves could hear us?
I don't know. I don't know. It's the ramblings of a 6-year-old, first of all. I don't know what that means.
How far are we from the cabin?
You guys were camping like right outside of it, basically.
Like the backyard.
Yeah.
Is there only one door into the cabin?
Yes.
And a back door though. Front door, back door.
Just a front door.
Oh, okay.
Because the back room is Ella's room.
Oh, okay.
I am most concerned about protecting the doctor and his work. I trust all of you to protect yourselves as long as I don't want to go far from you, but I trust all of you to not need me the moment something happens, or maybe not at all. But I'm most worried about the doctor. I'm gonna go stand outside the door. As long as I can manage to stay up, I'll come get someone and I'll come back when I can't keep my eyes open anymore. But this kid is putting me on edge.
Yeah. That is understandable. I don't think obviously that you're the only one. And like I assume that they probably would have gotten like maybe torches or something like that, and he would probably hand you the torch and be like, I'll keep you updated.
Yeah, come get me if things change and you think you need me, or you know that it's not a danger, but I do not trust what's happening right now.
Yeah.
And she'll kind of give like a side, just a quick side hug grab to Seer, and shoulder nudge Clay and just head off.
Before you leave, he's gonna like just lightly tap on your shoulder and say, thank you and he like nods towards the house. I trust you to keep them safe.
Of course. She'll give him a little smile and she's gone.
And then I'm assuming Sarah and I are heading back to campsite.
Yeah.
Okay. So what else do you guys want to talk to the kid about?
Ashara's gonna ask him, and she's kept the whole conversation in Dalish, like she's just talking to him in Dalish. She's gonna ask him, she's like, Sylvan, are the elves gonna be mad that we're helping the sick people?
I don't know. Why are people getting sick?
We don't know.
Oh, you should find that out.
I mean, we have ideas, but we don't know if they're true.
I got lots of ideas, but no one ever wants to listen to me.
I'll listen to you. Tell me your ideas.
Well, I think that we should make chocolate bread.
Chocolate bread?
Chocolate bread. It would be so good. It's two of my favorite things together. Chocolate bread.
I don't think we have the stuff to make chocolate bread. Bread, yes. Chocolate, no.
No one ever wants to make chocolate bread.
No, I want to make chocolate bread. I just don't have the stuff to make chocolate bread.
Okay. My other idea was that me buying time is that you're the tall lady.
Mhm.
Tall lady should be friends with my friends.
Do you know how we can find your friends so that I can introduce them and they could be friends?
I don't know.
You don't know.
Sometimes I hear them in my head. But right now they're quiet.
Does his eyes are like the really blue, do they remind Ashara at all of like Asharavas?
No, because Asharavis has purple eyes.
Okay, it's been a while.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's like anything.
They're either gray or purple. I don't remember.
I'm trying to think if there's anything that, because obviously this kid is more than just, but I'm not sure if Ashara would have a reference point for any reason why she feels so unsettled by
Mhm.
I mean, like, he doesn't strongly sense of lyrium, does he?
No.
Okay.
Do all of your friends want to make friends with the tall one or just one?
I mean, they all like her.
Well, that's good.
So they were doing a little bit of fighting. But they decided which one is the best one.
Do you know which one's the best one?
Gilnan.
I thought you said Gillinan was angry though.
Not
don't-
with her.
Well, I know, but
She's angry with Dion.
Is she planning on doing anything to Diani?
I don't know. I don't think so. She's just very upset.
well, maybe when she's not so busy, she can come and talk to Diani and they can talk it out. I know I feel the same way.
But she, and he like looks around and listens close. But she's a spy.
You don't have to whisper. Everyone in the party knows. We all know.
knew.
Everyone here knows about Fen'Harel.
He's real scary.
Have
I
you
don't
met
like
him?
Shara's gonna laugh and just be like, he's a giant butthead. He's
Real
not scary.
scary butthead.
He's, I promise you, he's not.
Have you
He's
met
real
him?
Big dum dum.
You met him?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
When did you meet him?
I don't remember. I don't know time.
What was he doing when you met him? What made him scary?
He was yelling a lot. And he had real scary teeth.
Was he an elf or did he? Yeah.
He changed and then changed back.
What did he change into?
A big old scare wolf with a lot of eyes. Way too many eyes. It was like a spider, and I don't like spiders. But he was a wolf.
Did anyone get hurt when he changed?
Gilnan got bit.
Do you know
Callie
where they
is-
were?
Sorry. I was
Go
gonna let him finish.
Oh, I was just gonna ask if he knew where he was when this happened, or where they were
In the trees.
in the trees. Okay.
In the trees. Yes.
A shot like would Ellie has a theory here.
Mm-hmm.
Is he speaking about this as memories or as dreams? Like, does Ashara get the sense that he's remembering?
While Ellie's doing that, Clay and Asira, what are you two doing? You're walking in as they're talking in Dalish still. You keep hearing them say Fen'Harel over and over again. And you are able to pick out the word wolf.
Nice. Clay does not want to make the child uncomfortable. And Katie was left by the front of the house, so he's probably going to stay pretty far away. He's probably going to go and sit somewhere close to like behind Bronwyn or something like that, like between where the tent where Diani is and where Bronwyn is sitting. And he's probably he's gonna like fiddle. You know how he made a toy way back for like Neva? He's probably gonna try and make a toy for the kid. And he's paying attention, but he's not really able to help the situation at all. And also he doesn't want to make the kid uncomfortable. So he's just gonna sit back.
Asira's probably also sitting back as well because they're talking in Dalish, so she can't really. Even though she's being talked about, she has no idea.
Okay. What'd you roll?
A 23.
So as far as you can tell, he's speaking from memory.
Would Ashara, I mean, I'm sure that the Dalish have legends of the ancient elves that would go into like the deep sleep. You know, she was at the temple of Nithal when they met what's his butt that I can't think of, the ancient elves.
Yeah.
Ellie's theory is like so she feels like he's speaking from memory. Ashar is just gonna look at him and be like, when you got separated from your friends, did you like lay down and take a nap and then at all? Did you like
No,
wake
I
up
was
from a
playing
nap?
in the creek.
Okay, is the creek around here?
I don't know. I got lost.
Would Clay know of a creek around here?
He would know of a few.
Okay.
It's a mountain. There's a lot of runoff.
This is happening in Dalish. She does not know.
So as the two of you sit down, his attention turns to Asira. And he pats Ashara's shoulder twice and walks over to Asira. And he says in common, "Hi, I'm Sylvan."
Hi, I'm, and she kind of leans down a little bit. I'm Asira.
I know.
You know?
I know. My friends were talking about you.
Your friends?
Yeah. Gilnan and Andwell and Solas and June and all them. And the dirt guy.
Oh, I see. So you're friends with the Elven gods then.
I mean, they're just people.
Bunch of assholes.
They
Fair,
want to know.
fair.
They want to know if you want your scars gone.
My scars. Oh, you, and she gestures to her mouth. You mean these?
Yeah. They said it will help you forget and make you feel better.
Oh, well. She kind of looks down and then looks back up at him. Well, that's very nice of them. Are they asking for anything in return?
Well, Gilnan really likes you.
Oh,
Because you're her favorite now because Diana's a big old spy.
okay. I'm flattered, I guess. I mean, Diani, she's not a bad person. She had her reasons. From what I hear, it was complicated.
But they all know that Fen'Harel's a big fat liar.
Well, from what she knows, don't you dare steal from me, Logan. I swear to God. Yeah, you get back over there on the couch. He's so mad. He like came up on my lap. Okay, fine. Come here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Big giant baby man. Okay. Anyway. Well, from what she was told, he has her family. But you're saying that he is lying about that?
He lies about a lot of things.
Well, I guess that isn't surprising given what I've heard about him and what I've seen. He is,
You know him?
well, no, not not intimately, no. I was there. And I met him once. I've seen what he can do
He's
and
real
how
scary.
powerful he is. Yes, he is. Can be real scary.
Really scary. I think they left me here so I could talk to you. They said they had a very important job for me. And then I went and played in the creek and then I couldn't find them again. Because I got lost.
So you're here to talk to me?
I think so. Because they didn't have anyone else who could talk to you. And they said they had a very important job for me because I'm a big boy now.
Now, why? So, if I'm her favorite, why didn't she come and talk to me in person or
Because she's
through-
busy making monsters to stop the scary guy.
She's busy. She's busy making oh, right, okay. Interesting.
That's what she does. She make monsters. She make the hollow and the dragons and other things.
Oh, okay. Well, I have
She
to
make
say
new ones.
I see. I'm not, I will say I'm not very familiar with any of them, not being Elvhen myself.
That's okay. You got the pointy ears like we do.
I guess I do.
And he like reaches out and like pokes the tip of your ear.
I mean, I am kind of crouched down, so yeah, I guess he could technically do that. So she wants my help in return for taking away my scars? Is
Yeah.
that it?
Just like how she asked everyone else for help. Or how the other gods asked them for help. Did you know that your friend with the dumb name is best buds with Valentine?
Yes, I did. I've met Valentine.
You met him too? Are you his friend?
Well, I'd say we're more acquaintances than friends, but yes, he did help us out. Not as
I
close
have many acquaintances.
But I'm definitely not as close with him as Bronwyn is.
She really does have a dumb name.
That's not very nice to say.
I mean, everyone's stinking it.
Bronwyn's gonna punch this kid.
Clay was making him a toy, and he hears that. He slowly starts dismantling the toy.
She got a dumb name from a dumb old man. Old men are very bad at names.
That seems unfair to say, seeing as you don't know every old man, but
I know the old man. I know lots of old men. And the June. June's an old man.
oh, fair. Well, I guess seeing as I'm already helping the party and connected to all of them in some way, I guess I could use her help or help her.
You're gonna help her?
I have a
She
feeling
said
I'm going to
play
regret
card.
this, but yes.
And he grins like that happy little kid grin. And he just looks really excited. And roll a constitution save.
Oh Lord, okay. This again, I said.
If Gillenon is possessing this child, I'm gonna fight.
You're gonna shake Dylan right out of this kid.
There's a specific mage spell I'm thinking of that she could be.
I think this kid's a dreamer.
An 11.
So you feel like this tingling sensation on your face where your scars are. Clay, how close are you to Asira?
Where was she around the fire?
I was probably
Wherever-
pretty close to you because I had hung back.
Yeah. If
He'd
we had both
come-
hung back, then we're probably pretty close to each
So
other.
you're listening to this entire conversation.
Yeah.
And when you see him grin, you do look at Asira's face and you watch as the scars disappear from her face.
Yikes.
So she has a clear, scar-free complexion for the first time since she was, what, 12, 13?
Yep.
So there's a moment where the kid is just like clapping and he's very happy. And after the tingling kind of dissipates, you feel this searing pain that it's almost like someone's dragging a knife across your face.
Oh God.
Is she getting Vaseline?
And Clay, you see as white ink appears on her face
My
in the
God.
same form as what was on Diani's.
He was like holding things and he was kind of like paying attention, but obviously like trying to stay away from the kid. At this, he drops everything and he moves so that he's like kneeled as close to Asira as possible. And he's like reaching his hands out as if he could try and help. But obviously there's not really much he can do, but he's like trying to reach out and trying to see if he can do anything.
And then little boy turns back to look at Ashara and Bronwyn and is pointing at Asira with this grin on his face. And he's like, look, she has Valsin.
Ashara is just stone faced. Like she is absolutely like just vibrating with rage.
Bronwyn's eyes are flickering red. She is like trying to hold back her feelings right now.
Real glad Lila's in there, so she's not punching a fucking kid.
You're close by still, because you're all kind of like, you would hear the kids shouting, if anything.
Ashara will walk up to Asira. Are you okay?
You still aren't like fully aware of what happened. You just felt the pain in your face.
Yeah.
You're the kid.
I feel like my face is on fire, but otherwise,
Clay probably has something vaguely reflective that he can hold up. Not the mirror, obviously, but he probably has something that he can hold up so he can try and show what happened.
While Clay's looking for something to show Asira, Ashara's gonna look at Sylvan and in Dalish be like, she didn't agree to that.
I didn't know that was going to happen. I just think it's pretty cool. We don't see other people who are in Dalish with Valsin.
No, but she doesn't know what it means.
I don't know what it means. And I'm pretty smart.
You're also very young.
No, I'm 6. 6!
Dalen, 6 is young. Valisline,
How old are you?
I'm 23.
That's a lot more than 12. How do you count that without your toes?
After you reach 20, you don't need your toes anymore. You know how to count without any of those.
His mind is just blown.
And she's just gonna mutter under her breath, like she's gonna look away from the kid so he doesn't hear her, and she's just gonna mutter a curse under her breath. The gods be like, she didn't agree to that. How dare you? Yeah.
So, at this point, we're gonna go back to Lila. So Lila, you're standing guard at the front door, right?
Yeah.
So the door opens behind you, and you see Cornelius standing there, and he's kind of looking around, and he's like, is there something I can help you with?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scare you or potentially wake you. There's this is going to sound very odd, but there is a strange elven child in camp, and he made some comment that made me worried that there are people in the woods right now.
You found a child.
Yes.
And not immediately bring him to me for medical attention?
He seems physically fine.
I'll be the judge of that. And he like pushes past you and like walks around to the back of the
Okay,
house.
can I please strength check that, because
Yeah.
she would be standing in his way.
Yeah. We'll do a contest. He doesn't have a high strength though, so.
Okay, well, I still rolled like shit, but I have a +7, so 14.
Yeah, I got a 3
Okay, great.
without anything.
So she doesn't like knock him back. She just does not let herself be moved, and says, "I'm sorry, I don't. You are
She, like,
more
straights out
important
his
right
shirt.
now."
I need to make sure this child does not need medical attention. You are not a doctor.
I am not, but he was eating and drinking and speaking just fine. He had no visible bruises or cuts or marks of any kind.
And what kind of medical training do you have?
I know how to dress wounds.
Because you have military experience. I am a physician. I see the things that other people don't.
Cornelius, I need you to understand that you are more important right now. There is a city that needs you.
And the potion's nearly done. It's got, what, another hour? And I can start bottling it?
Yes. And if this child is not what we think it is, and you are hurt, and we lose the potion, we lose the city.
Even if you lost me, you would not lose the potion. Will is more than capable of watching it for an hour. I've taught my boy well.
She's gonna
It is
roll her
not
eyes
my
and just
concern.
turn sideways so he can walk past her and immediately
He-
follow him.
Okay. So he walks around to the back of the camp. And he sees the small group kind of around Asira, and you see that too. What are y'all doing?
Clay's trying to show the markings to Asira. If Clay sees Lila come around the side of the building, he is first and foremost going to put out a hand to her to just be like, hold on. 2 seconds.
She's just gonna stand and stare in shock for a second because what the fuck?
Could she see the bell scene?
Can I?
That would
Well, who are
depend.
you facing? Are you
Yeah.
are you
Yeah, it
facing
would
me or
depend.
are you facing Clay?
I don't know. I don't know the geography right now to know.
I don't know either.
I think
I
you were
figured
next
since
to each other, right? You were kind of next to each other.
when
Would be
the
like-
burning started, Clay moved to kneel in front of her.
Okay.
The way that all of this has been set up, I've been picturing the back of like everybody who's been hanging back is closer to the house because the kid came from the woods. So
Mhm.
everything would have started that way, moving in towards the house. So I
Okay.
figured that Asira was facing away from the house.
So you're saying that you think I can see Asira's back and your face?
Yeah.
That's what I was picturing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. She trusts Clay. She'll pause for a second, but kind of cock her head and be like, "What?"
She's like, hold on, just hold on 1 second. And he is trying to show Asira the markings on her own face. He's got a semi-reflective thing to show her on.
Yeah. And so she okay, good. Sorry. I thought I was muted for a minute. And so she kind of looks at it in shock and then looks over at the kid and goes, "What did you do?"
I didn't do anything.
"I didn't agree to this," and just gestures to her face.
I don't know. I didn't do it. I don't know how to do that. So at this point, like Cornelius, Clay, you see Cornelius, and he is very clearly like looking around the camp, very confused. And Lila, he turns to you and says, where's the child?"
Wait, what?
Motherfucker.
Do we still see the kid?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Clay's gonna turn to like where the kid is, presumably still like right next to
Mhm.
him, turn and look at the kid, and then turn and look back at Cornelius, and is just like,
has Lila, I'm assuming Lila has seen a serious face at this point.
You would have seen like the reflection, unless she turned back and looked at you.
So she's seen the reflection. So she's seen that.
Yeah, like over her shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's kind of forgotten that Cornelius is even fucking there, and has just walked over and grabbed Asira's hand and staring at her face in shock and concern.
is gonna turn to Ashara and gesture for her to get the kid out of there. Just be like, get him away from.
I'm gonna pick the kid up
Okay.
and I will move out of range of Lila and Asira.
And as this is happening, you just see Cornelius watching you with this look of confusion.
And she's gonna look at Cornelius like confused as well, like what? Like she doesn't realize that he can't.
Yeah.
Why are you carrying a rock around?
She looks at Cornelius and then she looks at the kid. It's still a kid, right?
It's still a kid.
Lila's gonna look up at Asira and just say, "Did he do this to you?"
He didn't do it to me. I don't think I'm not sure what happened. He said Gillenon wanted to make a pact with me, and I asked for in exchange for removing my scars, and I agreed, and then my scars were removed, and then there was this searing pain, and now this.
She's gonna kind of slowly, to give Asira a chance to stop her if she wants, reach up to like touch the markings. Are they like raised?
No, it's more like they're ingrained into her face.
Okay. But it's like there's a texture change, right? It's not just
A slight texture change.
Like a tattoo.
okay.
Yeah.
Ma'am.
She's gonna
So-
go ahead.
No, go ahead. She'll let her touch it.
She's gonna touch it for a second and then kind of cup her cheek and then turn and stalk over to where Ashara is and scream, "What the fuck is that thing?"
Screaming that at Ashara?
A child.
Yeah, that's where she kind of turns and it's like, don't shoot the messenger.
That is not a child.
And he's like, that's a rock.
Cornelius says that.
Yeah.
She
Literally,
Ashara just looks
Cornelius
at him
messaged
like,
Ashara's like,
I mean, Lila seems to see the kid too, so. And like she'll set Sylvan down, but like on the opposite side away from Lila. Feel like, and she's just like, I'm livid too, but you can't lay hands on him just because the gods did something. He's a kid.
he's not a kid. He's literally apparently a rock.
You see him though, like you, Lila, you see him, right?
Yes, and I saw my brother in the fade.
We're not in the fade. Look, I'll grant you something is weird with the kid. But everyone else sees it. And I don't know what is going on with Asira, and I'm livid on her behalf. You don't
Like
know.
in the middle of this, Lila turns to the side and just shrieks in frustration.
Look, Ellie's full on expecting the kid to disappear at any second and whatnot. But like as of right now, Ashara is just like shielding this kid. Even though she's mad as hell at the gods.
While all this is happening, I would like to go get the mirror.
Okay.
And then just like randomly like kind of angle it so that it would be reflecting the kid, and then look into it to see if I see any sort of like different reflection of him.
You look into it and you see a rock.
Fuck.
I gotta wait a sec. I gotta roll. She's gonna do something dramatic or not, and I'm gonna say I'll pistol she 10 or above.
She's just holding the mirror and everyone else is arguing. She just goes, fuck, he's a rock. What the
Ashara,
and then she angles the mirror towards Ashara.
and Ashara's gonna look, and then she's gonna look at the kid and just look back at the mirror. And she's gonna look back at the kid and just be like, tell your friends that we're really angry.
Well, they were angry too.
I know they're real angry. But they may have just made a mistake.
When Ashara turns away, Lila starts to draw her sword and then stops and slides it back in with another, like a quarter of the shriek that she had before, a quarter of the volume. More of a very frustrated, loud noise, and stalks back over to Seer and just grabs her and hugs her.
Bronwyn puts the mirror away and just looks at the kid and goes, I think it's time for you to go back to your friends now.
Oh, I don't know how to find them.
I think they'll find you.
I don't know about that.
We just moved the rock farther into the forest.
Laura is going to take a deep breath to calm herself because she's very angry. And she's going to look at the kid that she knows isn't quite a kid. And she's going to just say, stay with me tonight. We'll go to sleep and we'll try and find your friends.
Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to make a thing. We're playing.
When Lila hugs her, she just is kind of probably multiple times in a row just saying, I'm so sorry.
And there's like Asira is just like quietly, almost like Lila would be able to feel it, you know, it's kind of like hugging her back, and you can feel like the tears on like your shoulder.
Bronwyn just kind of like goes to the side of Ashara that the kid is not on just like kind of stands on her toes to like whisper. The kid can probably hear her, but you know, she's trying. She's just
Yeah.
like, I don't think he's welcome here anymore.
And she's gonna very quietly whisper back, I know, but I don't think he's able to leave willingly. I think I might be able to dream him back wherever he's supposed to go. And maybe have some words with some people in the meantime. It's worth a shot.
I don't claim to know how all of your magic-y stuff works, but if he's still here in the morning, we're getting rid of him.
And she just nods.
I'll take first watch.
The group commits a child crime. The group commits murder.
Ashara will take the child further away, like closer to the woods, to kind of like sleep. Camping it rough. She's gonna trust the camp or the party to make sure that nothing eats her.
All right. Well, that is where we're going to end today.